The market is crashing. The housing market's crashing. Everything's crashing. But is it really? People always need a place to live. Whether you're buying, whether you're renting, whatever it might be, you need to live somewhere. And you're not just going to go back to your parents' house, most likely not. You might, but you're probably not going to. It's very easy just to say that the prices went high and the interest rates are high, so the market's gonna crash. But that's just too easy of a narrative to give. Why would the banks be buying more residential real estate than ever, constricting the supply further? The demand will not fall off. Where's the demand gonna go? Renting, buying? Well, if it's too expensive, they're gonna rent, but then they're gonna push the rent prices up, which means those renters are gonna go straight into buying. Well, the interest rates are too high. Well, that's just too easy of a narrative as well, because interest rates are high, but the rent prices are high and the home prices are high. So essentially, where are you gonna go? Well, if the wages sustain and the home prices sustain, there's gonna be no choice but just to pay the higher prices, maybe change your area, maybe change your price range, whatever it might be. So home prices are high, rent prices are high, inflation's high, and interest rates are high. The news is saying home prices are gonna crash, but they're getting the information from the banks who are buying more real estate than ever before. So what information do we really have to rely on? Effectively, none of it. And that's the sad truth, that you can't rely on the news or the banks to give you the information because they have their own interests at heart. The news just want to sell you a story, and the banks want you to do quite the opposite of what they're doing. The banks are buying homes even though they're saying that the homes are going to crash. How does that make any sense? Wouldn't the banks just wait to buy more residential real estate even though they've bought more residential real estate in 2021 than any previous year before? So what we're looking at is we're not buying investments solely. Yes, we want the home to appreciate over time, but we also just want to buy a home. I've heard that the market's going to crash since 2016. And did it somewhat come down in 2020? Yeah, for like 3 weeks. But it didn't crash. And people have been calling for this for 6 years. They were wrong. And if they did get into the market in 2016, they would have made so much money that the market could still fall 20% and they'd still be profitable. The question is not, will the market crash? The statement is not, the market is crashing. The statement is, are you looking for a home in the long term, or are you just looking for something temporary to then get into the long-term home later? So what can we really take away from all of this? All I'm doing is screaming that the market's crashing, the market's not crashing. We're not really getting anything out of it. We know that the economy is doing fairly well, even though there's some sectors of the economy that aren't, but the overall economy is nothing comparable to that of 2008. It's nothing compared to that of 2001. And I hate the correlation that people give that say, 10 years, the market has to crash every 10 years. Says who? Yes, it's done it before, but it's never been 10 years on the dot. Sometimes it's 14 years, sometimes it's less than that. We can't just make these predictions based on the news headlines and then get all irrational about our decision making because of it. Could the market crash? Sure. Will the market crash? Yeah, eventually, but it could be in 5 years, it could be in 1 year. I don't know, and nobody really does. And to make such a bold prediction could put you disenfranchised from making a smart real estate decision in the short term that could play out well over a 5-year period. So if you're trying to make a market prediction, my best advice is don't, unless your name is literally Jamie Dimon.
Hello there.
But even then, the banks get things wrong. There's been tons of hedge funds that have fallen over the years. There's been banks that have fallen over the years. So buy a home for yourself. Don't buy just an investment. Buy a place to live, and a place you can live for a while. And please, if you like this content, do drop a comment, drop a like, and subscribe. Thank you.